What's going on, guys? Brandon here. Hey, today I want to show you how to quickly create an amazing landing page in WordPress. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down that landing page and show you all the critical key elements that make it the most effective. But before I do that, consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification at the bottom there. You know, if you want to keep in tune with all my new videos that I got coming out and keep up to date with me, then yeah, really consider doing that. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into the tutorial. I'm going to jump over to my computer and we'll get started right now. I'll see you guys there. All right, everyone, welcome back. Here we are at my computer. Going to jump into this tutorial right now. But one thing before I do, I am using a page builder to actually make this landing page, and what that page builder is called is Elementor, and I'll be using specific elements of Elementor Pro with this tutorial. So if you want to check out Elementor, go ahead and go down in the description. I've got a link for you there. It is an affiliate link if you do decide to pick up Elementor. I appreciate it. It's a great page builder. I use it for all my websites and obviously landing pages. Okay, so let's get into this. The first thing I want you to see here is we're gonna make sure in template that we have landing page selected here. We'll save the draft so it updates that, and then we'll click edit with Elementor. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna give us a really clean page, blank canvas to work with, okay? Because I don't want a navigation bar here at the top. You don't want people getting distracted. You want it really clean. So I'll show you how we're going to do that because we are going to put our logo in at the top. So what I'll do is I want to add a new section. We are going to have a single column. It will be boxed. I want to make sure to stretch the section and we'll do 1250 pixels there. All right, next thing is we'll go over and select an image, and you can just drag and drop that right in there. I will select my image here, which is my logo, and obviously way too big, so let's go to Style, and we'll do a width of 22. That looks good. One thing we want to do is we want to align left. Okay, so that looks really good right there. It's just going to give people, kind of a visual indicator of where they are in case they forget. I like to have the logo at the top. So next, what we are going to do is we're going to jump down here and start building the actual landing page. So we could duplicate this section at the top because I already know what we're going to be, obviously doing. But what I'll do is I'll go from scratch here. We're going to add a new section. Again, a single column. We want to make sure to stretch the section, boxed, and we'll have a content width of 1250 pixels. Now, what I want to have here is a just a simple piece of text that says free download reveals. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's go ahead and center it here in the middle. We'll go to Style, and let's see here. We can do a simple reddish, pinkish color for this here. Okay. Now let's go back into Style here. Let's do our typography. I'll use a pretty simple font here with the size about 23. Looks good. And we'll do a weight of about 300. So that looks pretty good. Now, what I want to do is I want to do a background here so that it's a little bit of a different color. So I'll go back into this section here. I'll go to Style, and I'm going to do background type. Okay, we'll do just color, and I've got a color already saved. So that looks good. You can see now that we've got our text here, which says free download reveals. I'm actually just going to brighten it up just a little bit. Perfect. Looks good. Okay, it's a little bit up towards the top, so I'm just going to Style. I'm going to go over here and actually do a spacer at the top. Maybe do about 10. Yeah, we'll do about 5 pixels. Oops. Do about 5 pixels on the top. And duplicate that. And we can just drag and drop, and 5 pixels on the bottom. So you can quickly see that we have
already the beginning of the top of our landing page built out. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get into the nuts and bolts of, what the landing page is actually saying, an image on the side, and all that good stuff. Okay, now let's move into our best section. This is kind of where everything happens. The magic, the image, the call to action, everything. Okay, first, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna duplicate this. That way we don't have to create the background and do all that stuff again. We'll make sure and delete everything in there. We will add a new column. So we want this 2 columns. On the left, we are going to throw in a heading. And I've got my heading here, 27 best landing pages for 2018. Obviously, whatever niche you're in, yours is gonna say what it needs to say accordingly. We'll do white text to make it stand out. We'll go back to typography. Let's do Open Sans Hebrew. Oops, if I could type today. Okay, Open Sans Hebrew, that looks good. 74, let's do a weight of about 800. And we'll do a line height of 0.9 and -0.1. Okay, and let's move this over just a little bit. 54.3. Okay, there we go. So we moved this left column over just a little bit more so looks a little bit nicer there. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to go into here and drag in a little divider just for kind of artistic separation here. So we'll do dotted, we'll do a weight of 2. We'll go to, make sure this is white. We'll do a width of about 95, and then we'll do a gap of 2. Okay. That looks good. Okay, so the next section, we are going to be adding a text editor here. You can just drag and drop. And we'll just put some different placeholder text there. Okay, we'll go up and stylize again and just make that white. We'll make the typography, we'll just set it as default and make it 18. Okay, so now, some text here that's going to give a little bit of information about what you're giving away, maybe why they would want this, etc. This is obviously going to be specific to your niche. So now I want to add a list that's going to just give some benefits. So I'll go up here to icon list, drag these in, and I'll stylize this real quick. Okay, now let's get the button put on the page. This is probably one of the most important parts of the landing page so that people can join your email list, they can get your freebie that you're offering. Okay, now that we've got that on there, looks pretty good. Let's move over to the image. Okay, so let's run back up to our elements here. We will add an image. And we'll select our image here. And what I want to do is I want to make this full and we'll make it centered. So if we go to style, I'll do a width of 84, max width of 100. We'll do an opacity of 1. And then we'll get a little box shadow in here for it as well. So blur, we'll move up to 38 with a spread of 2. And let's make sure we make this white, so it has a little bit of a white glow to it. Okay, so that's looking really good right there. Now, the last thing I want to do for this, the actual opt-in right here is I want to stylize the bottom a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this whole section. I'm going to go over to style, and I'm going to do a shape divider. We're going to make sure the shape divider's on the bottom. We'll do mountains. And we'll do a shape divider with a width of 300 and a height of 66. Now you can see right down here, it's kind of running into the image and the button, and we don't necessarily want that. So if you go to the Advanced tab and don't link the values together, you want to deselect these because all we want to do is move the bottom. And we're just going to move this up to, we'll see, maybe about 84, 83, 84. 84 looks good. Okay, so look at that. We've got the top of our opt-in all set, all ready to go. There are 2 more sections that we need to add that are super critical, so let's jump into those right now. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get a title put in here and some reviews on the bottom for some social proof. So we'll go ahead and add another section, single column here. I'll go up and I'll add a heading in. And what I'll do is I'll paste that there. We'll want to make sure that this is an H2 heading since our previous one, since the one up here is a H1. Just set this as an H2 heading right here under the HTML tag. And we'll go into the reviews. So to do the reviews, you're obviously going to need some social proof, right? So whatever you got to do to get your social proof, just take some simple screenshots. I'm going to show you how easy it is to put into Elementor here. So we'll do this. We'll add a single column here and we'll go to image. Next thing we'll do is we'll click, and I've got reviews set up right here. Obviously, these are just, I've pulled from the internet. And what we'll do is we'll set that to large. We'll head over to our style, and we'll do a width of 45 here. So that looks about good. Let's go down to border type, and we'll do a grooved border. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so now all we got to do is just duplicate these. This is the easiest way to do it. And then when you come in here, select your next image. So we got another image here, and we'll go down here and select our third image. Okay, and just like that, you've got 3, social proof reviews for your landing page. And what this is going to do, it's going to help people feel a lot more comfortable downloading your freebie, giving you their name, email, etc. The section on the bottom here is obviously optional, but if you've been featured in any special places or on any special blogs, it'd be good to list these logos at the bottom for just further social proof. Lets people feel at ease and that you're actually legitimate. So to do that, it's going to be pretty easy. We're going to set up 4 columns because I got 4 logos here that we're going to input. And so for the first one, we'll just drag the image in and select our image here. Second one, same deal, the image. Okay, now what we're going to do is to kind of make these a little bit more uniform. We'll go to style and we will do a width of 50. Just to make them a little bit smaller, and then we'll set the opacity down to about 0.5. And we'll just apply that to every single one of them. Okay, so it looks pretty good. We're almost done. One thing is I want a little bit more space here between the reviews and the companies here. So what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll do a spacer, and we'll just do a default spacer of 50 there. And then maybe we'll grab another one just for the very bottom. And just like that, guys, you've got a fully functioning landing page that looks amazing. People are gonna wanna, get your freebies, sign up to your email list. You've got social proof on there. Any blogs, anything you're listing at the very bottom. Really good stuff. Okay, so if you guys have any questions at all, please leave it down in the comments. And I wanna hear, what are you building a landing page for? What freebie are you looking at giving away? I'd love to hear that. Go ahead and let me know down below in the comments. Again, consider hitting subscribe and that bell notification if you like this tutorial. And be on the lookout. I've got a lot of good stuff coming your guys' way, and I'll see you in the next one.